Hey folks, this is Lex here from Booredatwork, and today we're taking a look at the Lenovo Yoga Pro 2 tablet. Now, if you guys saw our unboxing video, you do get a pair of JBL headphones and your standard charger and cable. But other than that, really nothing too special inside the box. But the special thing is the actual tablet itself. We're gonna take a look at the software, the hardware, and some standout features to kind of make it stand out from the crowd of regular based Android tablets. And with that said, we're gonna get right into the full review. Taking a look at the hardware of the Yoga Pro 2 tablet, it is a very big tablet. The display is running at a resolution of QHD, but because of the 13.3 inch display, that is only about 221 pixels per inch. Now, you guys might have read some of the reviews on the internet about this tablet, but don't get it twisted. The display is still magnificent. I mean, the quality is great. Images are crisp. The quality of the actual brightness is actually one of its highlights as well. So nothing really too bad to say about the display. It is a rather big display, and that Pro line really does come into play here. But that QHD display does actually help with quality media content on the device. Now, you do have the standard dual front-facing speakers for the Yoga Pro line as well. They are Dolby surround sound, and they do work rather well. So I have no complaints about the actual speaker themselves at all. Now, moving along the side here, you do have some rather cool elements. You do have the coveted power button that's always going to be in that spot, your 3.5mm headphone jack, your micro USB charging cable port, and also your volume rocker. And you still keep that same thin profile here with the Yoga line. As you can see, there's nothing on the top at all, and it's just a very big tablet. It's very hefty, coming in about 2 pounds. Now, this is one of the new features of the Yoga line. You do have a projector here on the other end of the actual tablet, which we'll show samples of later on in the review. And you do have the actual button to actually create the projector and start it up. There is an application on the actual display as well, but that is the button to actually start it off. And if you guys turn this around here, you can see that it's actually a mechanism to change the focus here on the projector. So that works rather nice. It's, I mean, a little bit flimsy, but I mean, it works, so really no problem with it at all. As you can see here, there's now actually a button to undo this latch with this aluminium here, which is very nice to see. On the actual base model, you actually have to pull it open, and it is rather hard because of how it's shaped, but overall that is pretty nice. As you can see there, as we flip that open, you can actually fully extend this, so you can actually hang it on your refrigerator or kitchen wall if you need cooking recipes or etc. It's just a random feature. It's not really necessary, but it is cool that you can do that. As you can see there, you do have JBL. The actual sound system on this device works rather well. We'll give a sampling of that. You do have the same Intel processor inside this one as you do the base model, which is a 1.8 gigahertz Intel quad-core processor. So it really does run nice. Now, the base storage on this is 32 gigabytes with the ability to expand that with a micro SD card slot in this section here. So storage really won't be an issue. If you need to expand it, you can. And about 20 gigabytes are usable out of that 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. You do have an 8 megapixel camera on the front and a pretty much a 1.2 front-facing HD camera on the front there. So really wouldn't recommend taking pictures with this at all, but it is there, so that's nice to see. The actual hinge mechanism is much more snappier here on the Pro than the base model, so kudos to Lenovo for actually enhancing that. As you can see there, rather big tablet. There I go. Hi guys. And you can just flip that around like so. You can put that down, clip that in. Very satisfying clicking sound. And because of the, I mean, this is very nice for typing. This angle is definitely nice, and the hinge being bulkier with the Pro line makes for this angle to be much better. And holding it in one hand is there, but again, this is at about 2 pounds, so be sure to be ready to lift weights before you do that. But overall, the hardware is nice. You do have a 9600 milliamp hour battery pack inside. I could be wrong about that, but in terms of battery life, you do get about 15 hours, and that's coming from Lenovo's camp. Now, in my use, that's just about right. I mean, because of the QH display and the size of the display and the brightness, all that coming together, you would think that the quality of the battery wouldn't be able to hold up. This is a $500 device, and the price may come down at certain different outlets, especially for the upcoming Black Friday. But overall, this battery will get the job done. And standby time, you're adding more days to this already pretty long battery life. You look at the software of the actual tablet here, you can see that the screen is very vibrant. I mean, the colors are splashing together nicely with this wallpaper, and it is really nice and very responsive. This is a 10-point touch, multi-touch touch display, so Lenovo is definitely giving you a bang for your buck here when it comes to the display itself. You do have quick actions here with the camera. Like, again, wouldn't recommend it for your daily driver for terms of a camera, but it is there for you. Now, unlocking the display, as you can see there, this is Lenovo Skin. It's reminiscent of their base model from the first iterations of the Yoga line of tablets, and it is here as well with the Pro. And it's fast. I mean, at first glance, it really does look like a mixture of Samsung and TouchWiz had a baby. Again, they do actually steal features from those skins with multi-window here with certain specific applications. You can't do it with third-party ones, and they're only specific to Lenovo's chosen, but overall there are small enhancements all throughout this software. As you can see there, don't want to see the email there, but overall you do see things like your Google Now and everything, and the notification bar itself has been translucent a bit, very similar to iOS 8. So a couple of different elements all over here, and you can actually X out all of those. And you can actually swipe from the bottom there. You get a variety of toggles, which I actually prefer it coming from the bottom. Scrolling from the top with a 13.3-inch display doesn't quite make sense. So this is very convenient, and it's quick. And you do have your airplane and Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, ability to adjust your brightness on the go, and your lock screen, screenshot, and settings, which is very nice to see. And this is the settings menu, so again, very colorful, but very reminiscent. This is very similar to Android KitKat. It's running 4.4.2, and it just works. Now the quad-core processor here doesn't lag behind at all. Now if you do have a couple of browsers open and you're watching media content, there could be slight lag, but overall I've had no issues with that whatsoever. Multi-window is nice. It's very similar to iOS 8 again, so it depends on what you want from a tablet software. Now, going to actual media content, as you can see here, we're going to go to our Moto G Lollipop review done by myself a couple days ago and get a bit of the sound. Here from Bored at Work, and today we have a review of the Lollipop goodness on the Moto G 2nd generation. Now, if you guys haven't heard, Lollipop has been released to a couple devices, very few selected, specifically next devices. And now on the Pro line, it does sound great. I mean, that was max volume. The Dolby Surround sound does kick in, but it isn't high. On the base model, the volume is a lot higher, but pitchier, so there definitely was some compensating here with the sound, but overall I'm very content with that as well. In terms of the actual camera UI, as you can see there, that is me, and you can just flip it around like so with a tap, and you're good to go, and you can just switch it. So camera UI is very basic, nothing special here. Lenovo has chosen for the skin to be more towards just the home screen here, as there is no app drawer. All applications are just downloaded like so. So it's a very desktop-like interface. As previously mentioned, the Yoga Pro 2 tablet has a projector. As you can see here, we have all the lights off, and we're projecting the actual images on my tablet here on the wall. And as you can see here, it is rather nice, so you can move it around. There's really no lag. I mean, it is very, very nice in terms of the quality of the projection. Now, there is focus button on there. As you can see, that gets blurry, and as I move the scroll there, you can actually change the focus rate there. The pixels are rather nice. Now, in order for you to actually get the actual display to expand a bit, you do have to move the tablet back more, but it increases in size, and the quality of the actual projection doesn't diminish. So the projector is great. Now, the one issue I do have with it is that the fact that the projector lens is located on the side of the tablet, so there really won't be no using this as maybe like an extension of the tablet interface. They don't want you to do that. This is mainly for media content, so you select your movie, you click it, and then you sit it down and you watch it, and using it in landscape won't work because of the angle of the camera in correlation to the actual front of the display. So that is one minor gripe, but we're actually going to click some media here and see what we get. And unlock devices and Pure Edition devices from Motorola. More specifically, you have the Moto X 2nd generation, Pure Edition, and what I have currently, the Moto G 2nd generation. This hit about a couple days ago, and I've gotten some time to actually experience it, get acquainted with it, and see whether or not Lollipop runs just as efficiently as you've seen on the Nexus 6, and whether the features are actually worth the benefit of upgrading and how they act. Let's go with the iPad Mini 3 here.
Hey guys, guys, Thunder E here, and we have the iPad Mini 3. This is the latest iPad Mini, 3rd generation.
So that is our editor-in-chief there, Mr. Thunder E. But overall, this projector is, I mean, excuse my French, but this is one of the dopest things I've seen on the tablet. At first I thought it was a gimmick, but it works great. Now the drain on battery life is extensive. It might cut your tablet use in terms of from full charge to going to 0 by half. So instead of that 15-hour time range, you're going to get about maybe 7.5, maybe 8, depending on what kind of media content you're listening to. But if you're just kicking it in your room, maybe at a dorm or wherever, and you want to watch a YouTube video or a movie, place this bad boy somewhere and watch it. It works just great, and it adds definitely more incentive for that $500 price tag for an Android tablet that really doesn't do much in productivity, but is definitely glowing with media content features. That is going to sum up our review of the Lenovo Yoga Pro 2 tablet. Now this is by far one of my favorite Android tablets I've ever used. Lenovo's hinge mechanism, the added projector, which is pretty decent. Don't think that it's just a gimmick. It works quite well. QHD display, 15 hours of battery life. A $500 price tag is quite expensive for an Android tablet, but if you're willing to go with a bigger display at 13.3 inches and you're really heavy on media-based content, then you really have to consider the Lenovo Yoga Pro 2 tablet. It's definitely worth a look at, and once you buy it, you're definitely going to enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed my time with it. So with that said, be sure to like, share, favorite, comment in the sections below, guys. We would love to hear your feedback on what you think about Lenovo's take on what an Android tablet should be. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to continue to see great content from us here at Bored at Work. And remember to always enjoy your entertainment. Thanks, folks.